All right, obviously good team win, total team win. Really all three phases. All three phases. Defense really played stout. I think it allowed our offense to kind of get in sync a little bit. Obviously, we weren't in sync early offense. We didn't have great field position, but we didn't make anything. We couldn't fight our way out of it, and the defense held us in there and played really good football. And then offensively, we got it going a little bit, played good on special teams. So really good complementary football against a good football team who we have a lot of respect for, Coach Flores and this team, obviously a strong, proven track record. So what we talked about in there is, hey, we got to learn from this. It obviously was far from perfect. We got to get a lot better. I believe we will. Hopefully we can use this to get some traction and get things moving in the right direction.
Frank, was Jonathan compromised at all by his knee injury? And outside of that, just how big was it for him to have those two big runs?
Yeah, it was big. I mean, I felt like he's been right on the precipice, right, of, breaking out a couple times. So O-line did a good job. We started off a little bit shaky, but just hung in there and were able to call runs with the defense playing the way it was playing. We're able to keep calling runs, and Jonathan just did a great job, and really had the other one. We had another long one called back where we had to call back. So we got to build off of that. I was happy for Jonathan, happy for the O-line the way they played, but we got to build off that.
So how much from an emotional standpoint, how much did you guys just need to win a game? I mean, it goes back to 317 of last year.
Yeah, I mean it was time. It was time. So. This was a big win on the road against a good football team. We know what our formula is. We got to hang together. It's about how we prepare, and then carrying that with us into the game and play good football for 60 minutes, one play at a time.
Frank, there's been a lot of circumstances with Carson, his own injuries, the offensive line, etc. But what have you learned through 4 games? And can you fully evaluate, after 4 games?
I know we have a good football team. I know we have a good football team. I think we saw from Carson a little bit of the player that we're expecting. He had a little bit more mobility today. You saw him extend a few plays and make some really big time plays. But then he also did it from the pocket as well. So that's, and I feel like that's where it's going. That's where it's going. Just continue to fight and get better. But it's not just him. I mean, it's got to be our whole team. We got to be able to carry each other's back because we're not always. Every player's not always going to be hot. He won't always be hot. I mean, today he made a ton of plays and did some good stuff, but we got to keep fighting to get better.
One last thing, when you call that, I think it's the third down, you call that bootleg for him. I mean, how confident are you calling that play and he pulled it off? I mean, what'd you think?
Well, really, Stephen, I called the bootleg and I said, if it's not there right now, take a short sack, right? I mean, okay. We'll let the clock run, we'll punt it. And I had a few words with him, over the headset. I said, hey, what happened to the short sack there? And he said, well, I wasn't down yet. I was prepared to go down, but he knew he could get away. But those are the kind of plays that he can make that really help win clutch ball games. Like this plays like that when you're playing good teams like the Dolphins. That's like, those are the kind of plays you need to make games, to win games. And so that was a good indication, I think, of what he's capable of.
Was that the kind of good mix you want from Carson? As far as you guys have always talked about not trying to do too much, or a couple of times where he was able to break free, take a couple steps, and then found guys over the middle. Even the play, I think the Zach across the field. Is that what you kind of envision? Take what the defense gives you without trying to do too much.
He did a phenomenal job doing that. Of doing exactly what you're saying, Mike. I mean, he didn't put the ball in harm's way. Was accurate, made good decisions, and again, I can't emphasize enough that really comes because of the total team effort. I mean, it's just the confidence that we can play with when the defense is playing as well as it was playing. I mean, the defense was lights out today, so that's a big factor, in the overall success, even for the quarterback.
Where are you guys getting better, Frank? 4 weeks into the season.
I hope we're getting better in every little aspect, in each group, in each phase. We've said from the beginning we believe we have a good, we understand this is one game. So it's a good win. It's a big win for us. We got a tough one next week, but we did some things on offense. We ran the ball a little bit better, made some plays in the pass game, the kind that you need to make to win games. Defensively, I thought we played a great game. And then special teams, our specialists were money. So I think we're heading in the right direction.
What still gives you concern? There were penalties and there were sacks and there were open touchdowns you guys gave up. I mean, what's still bothering you a month in?
Yeah, I mean, we'll go. I'll watch the film, but obviously the 8 penalties for 86 yards, we got to clean that up. I'm not happy about that. There were some things that, on the first third down of the game, we had a miscommunication on something. We were supposed to get a chip on that guy, and it didn't happen. We knew he was a force. We knew early in the game we wanted to get a chip on him, and somehow that didn't. Little things like that. We have the long run. We get a penalty, so we got to clean those things up in really tight games as the season goes on. Those are the things we can't beat ourselves with.
Frank, Big Mo's first 2 touchdown game. What would you tell him?
Pardon me?
Big Mo's first 2 touchdown game. What would you tell him?
I really felt like it's been coming all year from Mo. And he and I have had those conversations once or twice. Every week in practice, we're looking to get him the ball. We really think Mo's a good player. And there's been a lot of stuff in the game plan for him over the first 4 weeks. And for whatever reason, the ball just hasn't gone to him as much as I would have thought it would have at this point. So for him to have that game today, that was a lot of fun. Happy for him. He's an excellent football player.
There was a couple more. There was a point early last year where the offense, good moments, bad moments with Phillip, and it took a little while to get going. Do you feel like the offense is going through that a little bit now, and you're starting to see some of the ways it can kind of take off?
Yeah, no, definitely felt that today, and right, no excuses. We know we've had some unique circumstances, with a lot of guys out, and it's not really getting an opportunity to gel together, playing good teams. But we're at a spot right now where we got to have it together. We got to prepare every week. Keep guys practicing, as much as we can, so we can continue to get better in practice, and then carry that over into the game.
5 minutes ago in that first half, you get a fresh set of downs off the punt. Just what's your mentality when you do get a second opportunity like that, and how important was that drive in the grand scheme?
It was a huge deal. Just feel like that can break a team's back, but you got to capitalize on it, and we were able to do that. That's an example of the plays of the way to capitalize and take advantage and take control of a game when you're given the opportunity.
Right, 1-3, 0-4. There's a huge difference over the history of the game with those 2 marks. Were you thinking about that heading into today?
No, I was not. I really was just geared in on this game. I felt like we were going to play well. I felt like we had a really phenomenal week of practice. And I just felt like we were really ready to go. I felt like the guys were dialed in, and it showed in practice. I mean, I think we practice well all the time. I thought there was a little special edge to practice this week that we can build off of.